Hey guys, Steven here, just sitting at my Vera desk and wanted to shoot a quick video on a topic that I've kind of been contemplating more and more over the last couple years, which is getting stuck in kind of like rehab purgatory. And with that, what I mean is you're always doing like correctives. So instead of actually lifting and doing strength training, you do have a problem, but then you end up getting stuck in a routine where you're always just addressing that and never going and doing your strength training or any of the other things that you might do. Now, we all are going to get injuries. I mean, I've dislocated both shoulders. I have a herniated disc at like, I think it's L3 or 4. And I've actually kind of messed my back up about 7 or 8 times. And I got that originally because I was in high school lifting without a proper strength training coach. And that's why I'm really harping on all of my clients to have really good form. So anyways, I know we all have injuries, but a lot of times we end up getting stuck in a position where we're only going to address whatever's going on and we never move past that. So personally with my own practice, I've shifted to more of an integrated approach, and this has been through conversations with my chiropractor, who Dr. John over at Zova Chiropractic here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we actually have the grip approach certification coming up in June, July, and August. But phenomenal chiropractor. He does a lot of like post rehab correctives and all that other stuff. But we've been talking for the last year and a half really about like taking that, and then at some point you do have to switch. And instead of doing just the switch over, we've talked about some of the other people in the industry that are really doing like, all right, let's go do your deadlift, your kettlebell work, or goblet squats, or whatever that may be with the kettlebell, or we're doing some form of strength training, but we're gonna do the corrective and then go and do that movement. And that's what I've really been doing. I got a lot of people, we do our deadlifts, but what I'm noticing is that their thoracic spine is really tight, so they're really rounded in the position. And I can correct them just by cues, and I can get them pretty straight. And a lot of this is coming from some of the stuff that we learned with the dynamic neuromuscular stabilization workshops. But even looking at that, I still notice I can only get them so far. So what we'll do in between is we'll do cat-cow, the yoga pose, and we'll do some of the thoracic openers with the foam roller, or we'll look at the variation that they do in restorative exercise, and we'll do some type of corrective where we're actually opening up that thoracic spine and then going back and lifting, and we're seeing micro improvements over time. So looking at that, but also looking at maybe the person's pec. I have a guy that his pec and shoulder are really tight, which is feeding into that thoracic spine tightness. So we address those also during the session before we do our lifts. So we'll start that, and then it's just an integrated approach. And I think that's where the industry is shifting towards. I know right now it's just very polarizing. You're seeing like people that are, like I said, are only doing correctives and they're only doing that, and then you never see them lift. And then you're seeing people that are lifting really heavy, and then they're never doing the correctives. And luckily we're actually seeing this merging now. Even the top end strength training people that I'm following, they're actually doing correctives integrated into their stuff, or they're at least spending like a day a week working on mobility drills and all of that, because we're understanding the importance of all of this. So I wanted to hear from you guys as well. I think this is where it's heading, and I think personally this is where we should go, where it shouldn't just be we're only doing this and we're only doing that. Now there are going to be times where you're only going to need to do correctives. You just came off an injury. Let's rehab that for a while. But when it starts getting better, we need to shift back over here. Or I could even see I've had some people that just actually keep that injury because they come back too soon. They're just too eager to go in and lift again. So being smart, reading your body, but also looking for where can we make improvements? Yes, let's focus on those. Let's do those mobility drills, the stretching stuff, soft tissue work, all of that. But let's also still strength train. That's just such a huge part of what we need to be working on when we're at the gym. On the flip side, I also think that you also need to go out in nature, and that's where we do all of the move nats, we do the parkour stuff, getting back into the trees, climbing the trees. When we look at, all right, I can do a pull-up on a bar at the gym, that's not how it works when I get to the tree that is uneven, and the texture of the bark itself is different than the bar, and it's also much thicker. And looking at how I'm going to navigate around that and putting myself in those situations where there is a lot of asymmetry with how I'm moving so that I can find where my weak points are. I always tell my clients, that's an awesome test. Let's go out in nature, let's do some stuff, and be like, whoa, I wasn't quite as strong as I thought I was. Or this nagging injury is still kind of there just because I was doing these repetitive patterns in the gym. I put it in an awkward situation and it kind of let me know, hey, you're not 100% healed anymore. So great test to tell where you're at. So right now, for me personally, I think the integrated approach with, all right, let's do correctives alongside with strength training. If you want to do like still some of the bodybuilding stuff and all of that, I'm not opposed to doing that. I do a little bit with some of my clients that want that, but we do focus on building strength as that foundation. And then taking that and moving it out into nature. All right, let's test the body. What's it capable of? When I put it in a situation where it's not, like I said, really, really strict. Machines being the most strict, they're going to lock in a plane of motion, but moving towards a barbell, yeah, that has free motion and the dumbbells have free motion, but it's also not like me lifting a rock or a bag of sand or anything like that. So challenging the body in a different manner so that we can figure out, are these things really working? So, but that's really just how I'm looking at my personal practice. I'm really hoping the industry is shifting towards this, and I am seeing a lot of that where we're not just stuck in the correctives, we're not just stuck in strength training, we're really trying to figure out the body a lot more. So I want to hear from you guys though, what your thoughts are on this style of training, whether or not you think you need to do it or it's a good idea, or maybe you're like, you're missing X, right? That's all that stuff's good, but add in these things, or just bring them up as a topic of discussion. I would love to hear from you guys on that. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. Hit those comments in the comment section for me. We can start a dialogue going, and that way I can make more videos too as this progresses and we actually start to get some feedback on it. And then if you like the video, hit the subscribe button for me, and we can continue to follow along with all the different videos that I'm pumping out, whether that's medical exercise, MoveNat, mobility type stuff, nutrition. My degree is in nutrition from Oklahoma State University here, so we do a lot of the supplement reviews, so you can follow along with that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check back soon for more videos.